primary weapon that was used in this battle, and that is the smoothbore musket. Now this is a soldier's weapon. Now, if any man were to join the regular army during this period and he's placed in line infantry, this is the weapon he will be issued. And these are what we call smoothbore. So there's no rifling in the barrel of these firearms. So the barrel is basically a pipe. Now when you shoot a ball, an unpatched ball out of a smoothbore weapon, the ball is going to rattle down the barrel. And whatever end it strikes on the muzzle, the ball will go the opposite direction. So to prevent that happening, soldiers would actually be issued paper cartridges, would have the ball and powder rolled up in it, and the paper of the cartridge is the wadding. That will prevent the ball from rattling down the barrel, getting us a straighter shot, if you will. Now because these are not rifled, okay, the ball is just flying out there. At about 75 to 100 yards, the ball will begin to turn, much like a knuckleball does in baseball. Up, down, left, right. We don't know where it's going to go. So if we hit anything beyond that range, it'll be by pure luck. Now to make up for the inaccuracy of this weapon, we have the men in a line, and we have them all fire together at once in mass volleys. Okay, doing that, we're going to hit more the enemy on the field. But they're doing it to us, same thing. So the battlefield of this time is about speed of loading. And that is why we use the musket over the rifle. Now, as I mentioned earlier, the rifle can take up to a minute to load one shot. Well, the trained soldier with the musket, he must load this under 20 seconds. So he should be getting 3, possibly 4 shots a minute compared to 1 with a rifle. And the battlefield is speed of loading. If you can fire more lead at your enemy, you're going to drive them off and take the field. That's more important than accuracy. Now, the morning of this battle, we know that all the men in Alamo, all of them had several muskets and or rifles loaded next to them that morning. They're just grabbing and firing as quick as they could. Right? But we have to know how to load it. So we need to know the 12-step military drill of loading to get it to that 20-second loading time. So we're going to start them at what's called order arms. We're going to tell them to shoulder arms. Now, this will be the most common way of carrying the weapon on the march. And if you are infantry in the line, the weapon goes on the left shoulder. Now we're going to tell the men to load in 12 times. Load. Open, pan. Handle, cartridge. Now as I said before, the cartridge is a paper tube. It has ball and powder all rolled up in it, so it's all there. Now these are crimped over. The only way we can open this is to tear cartridge. So they bite off the end of it, spit it out, and prime. So they pour powder into the pan, then tell them to shut pan and cast a belt. Charge cartridge. They would pour that remaining powder down the barrel. And with the ball in the paper, they wadded up and stuffed it into the muzzle. And we have to drive that paper and ball on top of the powder to the breech. So we'll tell them to draw ramrod and ram cartridge. So you sling it in, pack it tight, return ramrod. Shoulder, arms. They bring the weapon up to the left shoulder, which tells the officer that they're loaded and ready to go. And the quickest time on the field, this must be done in 20 seconds. Now, it can be difficult because you are being shot. Now, when we see them at that left shoulder, we know the last 3 commands of ready, aim, and
fire!
Boom. Shoulder, arms. We go to the shoulder and we do it all over. Okay? Now, this man over here, this is our drummer. He is very important. Now, he's not just used to keep the men in cadence during the march, which can be intimidating to the enemy, but he's used on the battlefield because it can be so loud with muskets going off, rifles, artillery. The men at the end of the line cannot hear the commands, but they can hear that drum. So he is relaying the commands to the men in the line. Now, we're going to fire 3 volleys. The first shot will be done in the 12th step. The last 2 will be done in the quickest time by the drum. So again, folks, it's going to be loud. If you have sensitive hearing, please cover the ears. Unfix bayonets. Shoulder,
Cartridge.